K-pop demos have to be perfect. They sound like almost record ready. And that's why the demos were essentially that for K-pop Demon Hunters.
Can you play it?
Absolutely. You're hearing exclusive shit.
Performing their #1 hit song. Once again, EJAE. K-pop Demon Hunters.
The most watched show on Netflix of all time.
You are Grammy nominated.
Your voice is so perfect. Every note is so pure.
You have a platinum record. Congratulations!
You got brought onto this movie as a songwriter. You weren't supposed to be the singer at first, right?
Yeah. There were songs that I had to write, which was for the soda pop scene. That was like 58 demos.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How long were you a trainee for?
11 years, yeah. And I worked tireless hours. Like, I'm not kidding when I say blood, sweat, and tears. One of the Girls' Generation members told me, you're gonna be huge one day. I've never seen anyone who worked as hard as you. And that made me have hope, but never got picked, and then eventually got dropped.
Wow. Can you talk to me about that day?
It was raining. It just had to be freaking raining. Felt like the world was crying on my behalf because I was just numb. I had no tears, really.
The story is so full circle.
We're talking about this first like big budgeted animated film that's gonna be based in Korea. And I was like freaking excited because I've never seen that.
The film's creator credits you, your demos, and your songwriting is one of the main reasons why this film was greenlit in the first place.
When you DM'd me, I screamed.
Really?
And I told my manager, Nick, I made it! Daniel Wong. I have to say, when people ask me what makes you keep going as a writer, I watch your interviews.
Do you have anything that you want to play from K-pop Demon Hunters specifically?
I don't think I've shown anyone this demo. Okay, ready?
I'm ready. Welcome back to Behind the Wall, to one of the most important episodes we've ever done. Because Behind the Wall is all about shining light on the people and stories behind music, movies, and media. But it's also to inspire the next generation of creatives. And to be honest, I don't know if there is a person who represents the mission of the show more than you, EJAE. And I am so honored and excited to have you on here today. Ever since I saw K-pop Demon Hunters, the night it came out, I told everyone I knew, I was like, everyone, please check out this movie. And there's a bit of pushback at first, I think because of the title. Yeah. But over the next week, it was amazing to see the turn and everyone supporting it, everyone sharing this film, everyone sharing the music specifically. And I really believe it's because of the music. I think that music gets your attention, the story keeps you there, and the music stays with you far long after.
Thank you. That means a lot.
And I do have to say, what's really exciting is I remember reaching out to you 7 months ago because I don't know if there's a person who represents the mission of the show more. And I also was super amazed to hear that you also are a fan of the show. Okay,
yes. So actually, I didn't tell you this, but like when you DM'd me, I screamed.
Really?
And I told Nick, my manager, who's also my A&R, I was like, Nick, I made it. I was like, Daniel Wong. And I was like so excited because I've always, my dream, seriously, I'm not even kidding you, was to be like on like a show like this, like an interview like this. But I feel like, okay, I need to make it more to be here, to be deserving to be in this seat right now. But like when you reached out, I was like, are you sure? Like, I don't know. I feel like I have to do more, but like I'm seriously so honored to be here. I'm a huge fan since 2021.
First of all, it means the world. I'm so appreciative to hear that. That means the world to me. I'm shocked right now.
I have to say, seriously, when people ask me like, hey, like what makes you keep going as a writer? I watch like your interviews, or one of them. I'm not even kidding. Like your interviews, because you shed light on the writers, and which I really appreciate because there aren't many that do. You know, we're all behind the scenes. But when you do that, like I feel heard. And second, I hear their stories and I'm like, wait, I could do it too. Like it gives me, oh, sorry. It gives me, good. Sorry guys. But, sorry, let me put that away. But it gives me hope when I hear their stories, when you shed light on the writers, and it makes me feel like I can do it too. Or, you know, when they go like, I have imposter syndrome, I'm like, me too. Yeah.
100%.
So thank you so much for your videos.
First of all, like that is like the nicest thing anyone's ever said, especially coming from you, especially someone that like I've become such a big fan of and the world has become such a big fan of. And
thank you.
Honestly, like mutual completely.
Thank you.
A bit speechless right now, to be honest with you.
No, really?
Yeah,
Yo,
100%.
you don't understand. Your videos really helped me go through a hard time. Truly.
It's really amazing because, like, I think that was always the goal of, like, why Behind the Wall, like, originally started. And to hear, I think that was, like, one of the dreams I had, to have someone that I interviewed say that to me.
Oh, really?
Means the world. Yeah, 100%.
Well, really,
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Like, your videos genuinely like inspired me and helped me get through my writer's block, my imposter syndrome, my like lack of confidence. Like, it really did. And the questions that you asked like really dug deep to the questions I had that I wanted to ask the writers too. So that really helped so much. Like, you know, because I can't reach them. Like, I can't talk to them because they're so big, like, writer-wise.
Yeah.
So I have so many questions like I want to ask Julia Michaels, John
Yeah.
Belly, and Amy Allen. You asked exactly the question I asked, like how they write, what do they feel, like how do they start? And so like that really helped me have motivation myself.
Oh, thank you. No, thank you.
But yeah.
And as someone who has watched the show, you may know the question that I always ask every single person who comes on Behind the Wall. And that is, for anyone who doesn't know who you are, what are some of the songs they know you from?
Ooh. Well, I started in K-pop. So Psycho, Red Velvet, I would say Drama and Armageddon, Aespa. You know, I think those are like the main songs that a lot of people know me from. And then also K-pop Demon Hunters in the US. So with Golden. Yeah.
Yeah, what are some of the songs you wrote from K-pop Demon Hunters?
Yes, I wrote Golden, co-wrote Golden, Your Idol, The Hunter's Mantra, and How It's Done, but also partook in What It Sounds Like as well, with vocal production, and that took forever. But yes.
Yeah, something that really stood out about I want to get into everything. I want to get into K-pop Demon Hunters. I want to get into the story, and I feel like I'm getting to a point where you just mentioned something and I wanted to ask a question about it, but I want to save it at the same time because I also feel like why your story connects so much is where it begins. And that is EJAE as a little girl who had a dream in life to become a K-pop idol, in a sense.
Yes, literally. Yep, I started 11 years old, like 12 or 11, 6th grade, 7th grade, middle school. Yeah, and that's kind of where I got into SM entertainment and became a K-pop trainee.
Okay, so I'm really excited because I've never been able to interview someone in the K-pop world. So I have a lot of questions because K-pop fascinates me.
Wait, I'm your first K-pop?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
I feel honored.
100%.
Okay, this is exciting.
And I feel like the K-pop world is very fascinating to me ever since I saw... I got introduced to it ever since I saw Jungkook's cover of Lost Stars when he did it with Adam Levine, and then I learned about BTS and I learned about Blackpink, and I started like looking into what K-pop was, all the different groups, but also just the process to become a K-pop idol fascinated me. So I think a lot of people ask you what made you want to be a K-pop trainee and what made you want to be a K-pop idol, but can you go into detail for me what you did as a K-pop trainee?
Yes, so many things. So like, you know, to become like get into it, or like when I was a K-pop.
Both.
Okay.
Like how? Yeah, was it a difficult process to become a K-pop trainee? Like not like the odd.
Well, auditioning wise,
Yeah.
well, the thing is like, yeah, I auditioned different places, different companies, and thankfully SM, one of the biggest ones, like accepted me. But yeah, I
So you auditioned for the different companies
originally. Yes, I also auditioned for like, not necessarily JYP. It was like related to JYP. It was called Sidus back then. But yeah, and then like some smaller companies, and then they rejected me. So I like would have to go karaoke with my mom every day to get better.
When you say karaoke, is that different than like what American karaoke?
100%. Like it's not like an open mic kind of bar situation. It's like, have you been to like it's like a room and like you just sing. That's like the sole purpose of it. And that's what my mom and I would go. It's like go to a room. It's like a room with a mic and just sing a bunch of songs for hours. And it's really cheap in Korea. So we would sing for like 2-3 hours. And my mom loves singing too. So it was really fun. But that's how I got better at singing actually. And then I auditioned for SM. And I remember auditioning went through some processes and actually auditioned in front of Isuman, who's
Oh, wow.
the owner, him too. And I remember I sang a Boa song. It was like a ballad song, and they were happy about that. And then they were like, "Okay, can you dance for me?" And I danced Usher, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was so bad. But like, thankfully, I love dancing. So, since like elementary school, I would make my own choreography. But yeah, I danced, and 2-3 days later, they hit me up and they're like, "You're in," and we started immediately. So that's how I got in.
Okay.
And then training,
Yeah.
it was very hard. Still in therapy for it, but it was like a boot camp essentially, extended freaking boot camp. But like it was, your whole week is packed, like all week, including the weekends. I'm talking. There's no day you have a break.
Is it what time? Like, do you start?
So that's the thing. It's every trainee is different. We have our schedules that are down, right?
Okay.
So like dancing would start like 11 a.m. or
So it's tailored to the person.
well, because
Oh.
we all have like levels. It is tailored to the person,
Interesting.
but like we all have like levels. For example, there's A, B, C for dance team dance levels.
Okay.
A is for the better dancers,
Yeah.
middle, and then you can like upgrade if you get better.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like where it's catered to the person. And I remember so like oftentimes the trainees would come in when there's class starts. But like so the one thing I'm proud about myself is I went above and beyond. I started or 8 a.m. on the weekends so I can practice earlier, and then I would be the last one leaving. So I worked my butt off, like really did. And I would come right after school. I had no personal life, just school ended at 3 p.m. and stayed there till midnight for me, because I wanted to practice even after class.
Was that normal?
No, at that time it wasn't. Everyone just like came when class started and left when class ended. And class sometimes ended like 4 p.m. or 6 p.m. So like I was like, wait, we have this whole facility, like why not use it? Like I can't dance at home. Like I liked having this big mirror and practicing. So I was like, I was actually apparently after BOA the only trainee who actually like stayed behind and practiced. So I am proud of myself as a kid. Like I was like, damn, like she worked her butt off. But yeah, that's kind of like how it went. Oh, just to tell you like what we had to train.
Yeah.
Dancing.
Okay.
In dancing, there's hip hop and there's jazz dance, singing, and some people did rap. But I wasn't. I was gonna be the lead vocalist kind of vibe. So singing for me. There's Japanese, Chinese, acting.
So there's language and
Absolutely.
there's acting classes.
As acting classes as well.
Wow.
So language was important because we were like all very young. So that's when our brain's like a sponge. So that was very important for us to learn languages because they were trying to be global, which is very smart. And so Chinese was very, very important. So a lot of SM trainees know how to speak Chinese actually, or Japanese especially too. But yeah, that was the boot camp challenge. Oh, and also we would have to, like every month we would have like photo shoots. So we would also learn how to pose and look in front of the camera, get our makeup done. It's a lot.
So you were still going to school while being a K-pop trainee.
Yes.
You would go to class, and then after class, you'd go immediately, and then you'd practice the entire day.
Exactly.
And you'd go home, and you have to wake up early, and then you do it all.
100%.
Oh, wow.
But if I had like a showcase in the middle of the week during class times, I would have to go. I would have to skip class.
What does a showcase mean?
Showcase is like performance. Like every month there's like evaluation performance, and that would start earlier, and you would basically perform in front of the in-house like people in like A&Rs and the CEO and like people
Of SM?
Of SM.
Oh, wow.
It's all in-house SM. Big company.
Did they give you Did they give you your evaluations in front of everyone else?
What do you mean?
Like when you were doing the evaluation, I'm guessing you may have gotten a score, or they may have told you what you need to improve. Was it like with groups of other girls, and then they would tell you in front of everyone?
Oh, okay. So the showcase stuff is more like it's again a performance that you get prepared for, and each trainee would go up. We're not in groups yet.
Oh, got it.
So And then there's a bigger showcase that happens once a year, and that's when they actually put you in groups. But those are only for people who are like pre-debut stage. So okay, this is all complicated. So like you know how I told you there's like grade levels for dancing?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the same with debuting as a trainee. There's like the trainee level you come in, and then there's a pre-debut, and then there's debut level. So I never got to the level of pre-debut stage, and that's usually when you do those 1 year showcase things, and that's like a huge thing. Like they book a big stadium area, not stadium, but like auditorium, and they would actually bring outsiders, like fans.
Oh, wow.
Coming in. So because trainees, SM's such a huge famous company that trainees would have fans too. I remember after practicing, we would have to, when we go back home, there are fans outside waiting for us, even at like 11 p.m. and ask for our autographs. So it's like a whole thing. Yeah.
What would you practice all day? Like, were you focusing more on practicing singing or dance, or all of the above?
All the above. You have to kind of be great at everything, like literally. Back to your thing about evaluation part.
Yeah.
Each we would all one at a time get evaluated, and then after we're done,
By yourself, or was everyone watching at the same time?
oh, so one at a time we would come out, and
Got
then the audience would be all the people who work at SM.
Wow.
The staff and the CEO and the A&R, head of creative director, and everybody, and they would give a piece of paper and evaluate you. And then afterwards, this is kind of blurry, but I think they just give you, the evaluation was ranking. So they would get ranked of first, second, third place for girls side and the boys side, and then their prize was to go to China and get exclusive lessons from really big dancers or choreographers or singers, teachers. So that was kind of like the thing. And then, but yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So you did this for years.
Yeah. And do you want to hear my Chinese speech? I haven't shown anyone
Yes.
yet.
Yeah. 100%.
So this is how much like the training system is like still I memorize this. Okay, wait. It goes, 大家好，我叫金人在，见到你们很高兴，想当歌手是我的梦想，所以我会努力的，希望大家多多关照我唱的歌曲是 something something， 谢谢大家。Like girl, like it was like I was like what 12, 13 when I learned this speech, and I still remember it.
What does it mean?
It's like I don't remember. Like it was like, hi, I'm EJAE. Like since I was a kid, like my dream was to be a singer, so I'm gonna work hard, and this is the song I'm gonna sing. 谢谢大家. Like thank you everyone.
How long were you training for?
My math is really bad. So technically like 6th, 7th grade.
11.
Till 11, 12, right? Till 22.
22.
11 years, yeah.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, 10, 11 years. Because I got dropped right after college, essentially. Like 22, 23.
What made you what kept you going for so long? Why were you so committed to being a trainee?
Because my dream to become a singer was when I was like 5, when I lived in Jersey. And I remember at that time, no one in America, because I'm American, I'm Korean American, and I lived in Jersey, and no one looked like me. The pop stars I liked, like Britney Spears or NSYNC, So the only place or country where they had singers that looked like me was Korea. So, and I knew the language, and I'm Korean. So that's why I felt like the only place I could be Beyonce would be Korea. But yeah, sorry, the audacity I have. Yeah, it was Korea. So went there, and I also loved K-pop, and K-pop idols, and they were kind of what I wanted to be. So that's why.
So there was no other option in a sense. This is what you knew. This is what you were going to be.
Yeah, truly. Singer means K-pop idol was just what I thought. And so honestly, the reason why it took forever though is, to be honest, like it's because I also took my studies really seriously. My family was like, and I also I don't know how I knew this as a kid, but like I feel like I was more mature then. But I was like, K-pop idol isn't forever. Like I want to do something after, and I knew a college education was important for that. So I focused also in my studies. And so I would take breaks from SM where I focus on studying. I remember I took a break for like 2 years where during school time I would be at school, and then summer vacation is when I would train at SM. And if same with college, every time it's a break time, I would come to SM.
How long was a break time like consist of?
Same as America, because I went to an American school in
it.
Korea, so same thing, like 3 months summer vacation.
Did you have a social life while you were a trainee?
Hell no, definitely not. But because of that, because my grades were I was failing, like my grades were so bad during like high school, and that's like an important time, SATs. So
yeah, it is.
I got Korean ass parents, so they were like, you need to get straight A's and stuff. So I had to study, and I remember that was an important time where I barely trained. So I think I had more of a personal life then, because I, became I was part of the cheerleading team.
Oh, wow.
I was the leader, my dance team. I was dance team leader, captain. And for my junior and senior year, I think. Senior year? I don't remember. But so I did that, and I'm really grateful for that, though. I think that made me realize how life is important, like your normal life, having friends and being able to stay after school was like such a moment for me. Like everyone's like, oh, you want to stay after school? For me, staying after school was like heaven in my ears when I hear that. And I was like, and that I could do that. So when I was training at SM, definitely did not have a personal life.
Were y'all friends with other trainees? Was that like a thing, or is it more like competition?
I didn't feel competition, but definitely I was friends. We couldn't really talk to the boys because we were kind of separated a lot of times. But yeah, absolutely. Girl Generation, hell yeah, they were my friends. And like FX, I trained with them. And Shiny was when I trained with Shiny. A little bit of EXO, only one member. And yeah, that's it for me. Oh, Super Junior, another one.
So you were a trainee for 11 years, you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
And there came a point where your dream of being a K-pop idol was kind of taken away from. Well, it wasn't kind of, it was taken away.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk to me about that day and how you were feeling?
Oh, I think it was like right after I graduated. I did more training focused on, and it was like, I was like 21, right? 2021. And I trained for like 2 more years until there was a evaluation of will I debut or not? Will I debut or not? And that was kind of everyone's question if you're a trainee, because there's a lot of trainees I trained with at SM who haven't debuted. So like, yeah, I think those 2 years after college was really important. And all that rigorous training. Also, like, I had to go on diets and stuff. So, but that was also when I also...
Was that like something that was given to you, or is that like your choice?
It was just kind of an unspoken rule. If you want to be anything in entertainment business, you had to be a certain look. Yeah, especially SM. Yeah, SM was very much visual focus as well, but that's what SM was known for too. Visuals.
It's my understanding that the world of K-pop idols, a lot of people ask. I feel like it kind of comes from taking the concepts of like the boy band days and the Backstreet Boys days, and then instead of forming a group, training people when they're younger to like fit a mold in a group. So kind of like being an athlete in a sense, like you're like working towards kind of being a position on like a team.
Oh, it's literally like the running back.
Yeah,
Exactly. So that's exactly what it is.
When you say visual, what does that mean in a group?
In a group, they have to visually be looking good together. Also visually just literally be good looking.
Got it.
And also, but within that, like, so there's something called the cheerleader effect, right? So like one person might not be the best singer, but a good dancer. One person might be more visually appealing, but not the best at singing or dancing. And they're focused on acting, or one person is a really good singer, but not the best dancer. So like when you have a cheerleading effect, it kind of like, it makes them look really all beautiful and all talented and together. Exactly, cohesive, because they fill each other's like whatever.
Their strengths fill each other's weaknesses.
Literally, exactly.
That makes sense.
So that's kind of what a lot of the K-pop systems focused on, and that's something that SM was really good at too. There aren't many solo artists, if you haven't noticed. Solo artists is hard because you have to be good at everything, right? So when you have a cheerleading effect, it kind of you have more room, right? In a way.
It's interesting. Do you feel like it's changing though at all, or do you think that if you want to be a solo artist, it's still very difficult to do that?
I
in
think
the industry.
It's I don't know about solo. I think K-pop right now has become a little bit more focused on groups.
Very true.
I think they perfected it, truly. I think back in the day there were more K-pop solo artists. I'm not gonna lie, and the groups weren't like so cohesive back then, I would say. But I think they have perfected the system a little bit more. Now it's more focused on having the whole package, whether it be singing, dancing, visually, being cohesive, look,
The leader.
the style,
Yeah.
and even the leader. Like everyone should be visually good too. And also like another thing, dancing has to be great too. You don't have to be the best dancer, but as long as you guys dance cohesively together, it's much more important. Another thing about K-pop is like you have to have choreography just like the song, like a hooky choreography, so everyone can dance to. That's the beauty of K-pop, is that you can dance to these songs.
But some of the choreography is like much more difficult in like a lot of capacities.
100%. But I do think that boy bands and girl bands are a little different. Boy bands, they want to be able to show that athleticism because that's like attractive. So when you have really hard choreography, it's more attractive. They attract more fans.
Interesting.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then for girl groups, it's not gonna lie, it's like very focused on not just singing, but like the visual aspect of it, and also dances that are a little bit like everybody can dance to. Yeah, I would say it's more package focused. I don't write for boy bands that much. It's more girl groups. If you see my discography, yeah, and it's very different, I would say.
I do think that one of the most important parts, inspiring parts of your story is getting dropped and where that led you.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you've kind of talked about it, but I want to go into
Let's
a
go
bit more
into it.
detail
Yeah,
about.
I have ADD, so sorry. But yeah.
I've heard you kind of say this, but did the day that you got dropped, was there ever a point before then where it was like looking like potentially that you would be able to move to the next stage of pre-debuting throughout those 11 years?
There was a period when I was supposed to kind of debut, or I was like being talked about it, which was during college, my freshman year. And I was supposed to be in a girl group, 3-girl group, ironically, with Huntrix, 3 girls too, and be the lead vocalist with 2 other girls. But it was supposed to be a ballad girl group.
Interesting.
So focused on singing. And again, like I said, visual is very important. So height is another thing, right? Visually, dancing, you can't have one person who's tall and then like other ones who's like way shorter than you, and it doesn't look cohesive. So they had to find girls who matched my height. And I'm quite tall, like 5'8". And so I was literally the tallest girl and kind of person when I was a trainee. I'm not gonna lie, the guys were smaller, tall, like shorter than me. So I remember they found like a Japanese and a Chinese girl that were at my height and who can sing apparently, but I never got to meet them. I was at NYU and I was like, no, I want to continue my studies and I also want to be a solo artist. That was my young brain speaking. But yeah, I think that's kind of where I had the chance, but I didn't choose to go that route. And I wanted to graduate, to be honest, too.
But you stayed as a trainee after that?
I wanted to finish my studies. And again, after that moment, 3-4 years of college, I graduated early, a little early. And, to do that, I had to like do summer classes too. So I couldn't really train too much. So after I graduated, I focused on training for 2 more years. So I graduated like 2021 when I was 20 or 2021 and trained till I was 23, 24. And that's when the evaluation happened, where I thought I was able to debut again. as a solo artist maybe this time. I'm like, hey, like, because that's during college, actually after college, I'm not gonna lie, I fell in love with the SoundCloud scene, and I started making beats. Went to dubstep school, learned how to use Ableton
And this school was in
Logic.
like a cafe, right?
Sorry?
The school was in a cafe.
No, it is.
You would go. I
Which one?
heard that you would go to a cafe
Oh,
from like
oh, oh,
3 p.m. to. Did you go to a dubstep school?
No, dubstep is a name of a school. It was a program. Sam knows this. Yeah, yeah. After college, actually.
Got it.
I didn't do it during college, which is stupid. But after, like, they would teach me like the basics of how to use Ableton and Logic, and then with that knowledge, I would go to the cafe every single day, to work on it. But the thing is, that was when I was still training too, right? So I would like, for example, like Taylor Swift, Bad Blood, I would make my own R&B rendition of it and make a beat. And that's how I would practice.
So you would take the vocals of like Taylor Swift and then you would make a beat to it?
No,
that's,
I
like,
would
different?
sing the vocals.
In the cafe?
No, I would finish the beat in the cafe and then
Oh,
go home and
got
record the
it.
vocals. But I would figure out my beat first, and it was a completely different song. Like a very R&B version. Like it doesn't even sound like Bad
And you
Blood at
posted
all.
these,
I
right?
didn't. It was for
Okay.
my own sake because I couldn't post anything. It was not. I wasn't allowed to. So I would like kind of write my own songs, but I didn't do that. I focused on beat making.
Even though they were covers, you weren't allowed to post
I
them?
wasn't allowed to post anything because I'm a trainee.
Even like you can't have social media even, right?
No, like rarely.
Wow.
Like maybe pictures here and there, but you couldn't like do piercings, have tattoos. Like it was a whole thing. But like I would again make beats. I would go to like shows like K Tronada, Shlomo,
Yeah.
and like Taku was like I was a huge fan of Taku, still am. Sango, Black Bear, during those times like what is her name, Banks.
Yeah.
Huge fan of her too, and I kind of was figuring out my beat sound, and that's when I came into SM and I showed them my beats, and I sonically was so different from them that's where we also clashed. And I was really old, and my singing wasn't that great because they kind of try to change my voice, and they like more of a clean voice than I have a husky lower tone. And so
Clean. When you say clean, what do you mean by clean exactly? Does that mean like higher based on you saying you have a
no,
lower
like
tone?
literally people who don't really have a raspy, like I would say a clean voice is like Ariana Grande. That's like the ideal voice.
Got it.
At SM, having a clean like I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah. But like that's kind of like the goal, main brand of SM, I would say. And I didn't really fit that essentially. And again, I was kind of not that good enough to be a solo artist in their opinion, and also too old to be part of a girl group. And so it was kind of like this, what am I kind of thing. And that's when I got dropped. I wasn't that good at singing.
What does getting dropped mean in the K-pop world?
Exterminating the contract. Is that what is that?
Got
Yeah,
it.
not exterminating. What's the word? What's the word?
Terminating.
Sorry, exterminating. That sounds even
Exterminating.
worse. Terminating the contract. Goodness. Yeah, we had a meeting after. So what I would train and I would record my voice, sing a cover song and do a dance cover, and take photos of myself like a portfolio, and then send it off essentially for the A&Rs and all the head people of SM to watch and have a meeting with. And I would like not train for like a week, and they would come back to me after a week to tell me if I made it or not, essentially. That was a nerve-wracking moment. And I had the meeting, and essentially they said, we decided to not continue and to terminate the contract. Yeah, that was kind of where it happened. Yeah.
I've heard you say,
Yeah.
I wrote this down. I've heard you say in interviews that after you were dropped, you had this feeling like maybe hard work doesn't pay off.
Yeah.
But what did you do after you got dropped?
I was depressed, just to be real. I think I felt that twice when I felt like hard work didn't pay off. First one was when I was a kid at 13. Remember I told you about the showcase?
Yeah.
So you had to work hard, get ranked to get into the showcases too. Or remember I said there was a ranking process, and also the big showcases that happens once a year to get there, you have to be picked. I never got picked. And I worked, like I told you, tireless hours. Like, I'm not kidding when I say blood, sweat, and tears. Blood, sweat, and tears. Like, lots of bruises and bleeding because I fell or something. And yeah, I worked long hours. I was the first one there and the last one who left. And it was to the point where, like, the girls' generation girls were like saying, like, damn, like, you work so hard. Like, I said this in a career interview, but one of the girls' generation members told me, I still remember this, was like, EJ, like, I think you're gonna be huge one day. You just work too hard. I've never seen anyone who work as hard as you, and you're so young. And that made me have hope, but never got picked, never got into the pre-debut stage, and then eventually got dropped. So I think that was like 2 important moments in my life when I felt like, wow, hard work really freaking doesn't pay off. And I was like, after I got dropped, I still remember, like, I went to a cafe, I heard that, had to sign the contract of termination contract, and it was like so fast. You know what I mean?
You just spent like 11 years of your
Yeah,
life and
yeah.
it just ended in a day.
And it ended in like a second.
That's crazy.
So that moment, I remember I was like, huh? And it was raining. Just had to be freaking raining and be so dramatic. And I remember it was just the only place I wanted to go home was in my bed. And I got into the cab and felt like the world was crying on my behalf because I was just numb. I had no tears, really. It was just so shock. I was just in shock. I didn't feel any pain yet. And then I got home and I just started crying and was just depressed for like a month or 2. Just home. Didn't do anything. Yeah, that was kind of where it did. And then didn't want to listen to music, didn't have, what helped me was just watching movies and just.
You remember what movies you watched?
Rom-coms. 27 Dresses. It's iconic. Animation. Loved animation. Lilo and Stitch was like.
One of the best Disney movies ever.
I think it's literally my favorite Disney movie.
It's phenomenal.
And then it's Lion King. But
I have them tied.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mine's like but yeah. Oh, that's so crazy. It's for you too. Oh my God, dude. We're like, okay, love that. But yeah, that kind of helped me get out of it. But what really helped was my brother. He kind of like snapped me out of it. He was like, NJ, like, you have to do something, you know, like, and you know, like, kind of music was still healing for me in the fact that I told you, I started producing.
Yes, Ableton.
Yeah, exactly.
Love Ableton.
And he was like, just do that more. You were really good. Try it. And then he kind of was like, take baby steps. No one's telling you be a superstar or like a super producer right now. Just take baby steps. Like, do something that you love one at a time. Go outside, take a walk, take my cute dog at that time, Honey, who I have a tattoo of. But anyway, I love him. Like, take him for a walk. And that's when I was like, okay. And I think at that time, my ex at that time also was a producer, and he also kind of worked in the cafe a lot too. And I kind of looked at that too. I was like, you know what, I'm going to do that too. And I just went to the cafe, woke up like 11 a.m. because I'm like at 12 p.m. because I'm like depressed. And makeup also was therapy for me. So I would put my makeup on, look amazing, like work on it for an hour, and walk to the cafe, which was an hour walk. And while I'm walking with this heavy ass backpack and my gigantic laptop, I would listen to music, and specifically SoundCloud. Like, SoundCloud really saved me too. And go to the cafe, whatever I felt inspired by inspired by the music I was listening to on SoundCloud, I would try to make on Ableton in the cafe, and stayed there from like 12 p.m. to when it closed, which was like 11 p.m.
You kind of have that vibe from training too. There's like this work ethic.
Oh, that's a thing. Work ethic.
Yeah. And you.
Which is important, I think.
So you teach yourself to produce.
Mm-hmm.
You teach yourself to vocal produce because you're recording yourself at the same.
Yeah.
Did you watch YouTube videos? Did anyone show you, or was it like you just being curious about it and just starting to
Producing definitely. My ex at the time helped, and also the dubstep program.
Yeah.
And also YouTube, huge help. And every time I meet a producer at the time, I'm not even kidding, I was very proactive because my brother told me in order to make it anywhere, you have to be proactive. Stop waiting. And so I would literally, truly like, and I would go to shows. Like at that time, it was like a place called Cake Shop. Was the only like club essentially that a venue that all the producers I love from SoundCloud would come to, like K Tronada, Sango, Mr. Carmack, like Taku. They would come to that show, and I would go there to like sometimes just by myself just to see their set. And then after they're done, I would wait for them, and I would proactively go to them. Like, hey, I'm EJAE. Like, hey, you wanna? I have so many questions. What program do you use? How did you create this sound? Like, what reverb do you use? Like, how did you make this vocal chop in here? Like, I was very proactive. Asked for their email if they wanted to give it to me, and then go to the cafe the next day and try to recreate it.
Yeah.
So that was. I actually felt like the work ethic I had as a kid kind of translated into.
100%. Sounds like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, how did you get into songwriting then?
That was accidental. I had no idea I'd be a songwriter. I think I was focused on sound design and producing, which was hard, I'm not gonna lie, but it was really fun. And I would use my vocals to vocal chop for the production because that was huge back then. Songwriting came randomly one day when I didn't know what to do with my life, and this one producer kind of like casted me to like kind of help grow my career. She was like, maybe you should get into acting, or if you want to keep singing, like in Korea to be a solo artist, a lot of them started off being singers for OSTs, meaning like, you know, songs for K-dramas, like the ballads.
Mm-hmm.
So she would like have writers come to give me songs, and I would sing those songs, and I did not like it because they were so hard. And I like kind of was in that weird gray area, and when I was singing one of the OST songs, I met a producer, and the producer was like, during break time, he was like, hey, what do you do? And I was like, I produce. You want to hear my stuff? And he was like, okay. And I showed him my stuff. And back then, vocal chop in that SoundCloud scene was not a thing in Korea, so it was so weird to them. They were like, whoa, this is fascinating. And then he was like, yo, come to our studio one day and let's write. And that's when I met this producer there, and he literally, the day I went to their studio, he goes, hey, this is a track, make a melody. And I was like, huh? He was like, here's the mic. I was like, oh, okay. And I had like a love-hate relationship with K-pop, so it was a K-pop song, and I remember I had a fight with my ex at that day, and I just wrote about that. And it was the song was called Hello. I forgot when it was, like 2015. And it was just on accident. I was just like, okay. I just hummed a melody that I thought would fit the track. And it was like, hello, 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 na, na, da, da, da. Like for fun, funsies. Like, I guess this is what K-pop sounds like. And that day we finished it like in a couple hours, maybe an hour. And I went home, and that night they called me. Hey, he's like, hey, our artist loves it. She's going to cut it today. I'm like, what? What does that mean? And he was like, yeah, she's taking it. And that artist at that time was really big. She was a big singer from a big girl group. And I was like, okay. He's like, can you come in this day to vocal direct? I was like,
Wow.
what does that mean? He's like, oh, it means to direct because you sang the song and wrote it. So direct her how to sing it. I was like, okay. And like the next day or two, I went and vocal directed. And I remember she was like, I love this song. And I was like, thank you. And that was the first song I've ever written, and in Korean too.
Wow.
And you would think I would write it at Clive Davis. No, Clive Davis I didn't write at all because I couldn't. And I was dumb. I should have focused more. But I only did like songs for class. But other than that, like nothing. So that was literally my first song ever. And it got cut.
That's insane, first of all.
So that's how I got into songwriting.
And it felt like there was no pressure on the song to be good, to be catchy or anything. You just kind of
I just went with the flow.
You've been listening to music all your life. You've been performing music all your life. Do you feel like that was one of the big things that like allowed songwriting to come easy to you? Or do you feel like it was just like pure talent?
See, this is why I freaking love your interviews. Yes. Like me being a K-pop trainee, I know how a song goes. I know what parts choreography wise makes sense to pop on this part, you know, like what's hooky enough
So you're
to make
thinking
it.
about choreography
I'm thinking
while
about that.
writing. Interesting.
Also, melody wise, because at that time I thought I was a producer more, I know song structure. So I know what melodies sound like a pre-chorus or a hook. You know what I mean? So that helped with like, oh, I feel like this melody is more of a verse, or oh, this melody would work here. So I kind of come as a producer too, my producer head. And so I think, yeah, that really helped in the writing process. It came quite naturally, I would say. And I just listened to a lot of music. So
When you come up with a melody, do you know it's like the best melody possible right away? Or you ever have those feelings like, oh, we got to beat that melody? You know what I'm talking about?
I felt that later, but I think I wasn't really into pop music, meaning popular music. I was more into the underground scene. So I'm not gonna lie, I was a hater. It's so dumb, but like I would kind of like make fun of it and be like, I feel like this would be a fun dumb hooks melody and do it, but it would work. Like I would be like, oh wait, this is pretty hooky, and not just me, but the writers I'm with, like that's good.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. When I'm not thinking about it, but when I'm trying to write, I'm trying to make this like cool melody. You know, like it's just like works too in its own thing. But I think because I didn't take it seriously, it worked. Maybe.
Later on, you did take it seriously. Did that change things at all for you?
Yeah, I feel like I made it. I think
Because you put like pressure on yourself. You had to come up with the best melody possible.
But at the same time, because I do spit a lot of melodies, that's kind of where I feel like is my strength. I have the knowledge of knowing, is this the best melody for this section of the song? Like, I think that's a huge asset to know, and you just kind of know as a writer.
And I want to make sure we get to K-pop Demon Hunters, of course, because you might have some demos to share that I'm excited to hear.
Yes, absolutely.
But one of the things I do want to ask is, SM comes back into your story later on
Yeah, crazy.
with someone who is in K-pop Demon Hunters later on.
Yes. Yeah. Did you want? Okay.
Yeah, tell me how SM gets back involved, and tell me a bit about Andrew Choi.
Yes. So, when you asked me like, how did you get into writing? That Hello song was my first song technically.
Yeah.
But during that period, I met Andrew in this like some kind of seminar, and we got like linked up because he worked at SM. I was part of SM, so we had this like connection there. And I remember talking. He was like, "Let's get coffee," and we talked for like 5-6 hours just talking about SM, and then like about just like writing and being in the music industry. And we really clicked. And he was like, "Did you ever think about writing?" And I was like, "No, I produce." And then he heard Hello, that song. He was like, okay, this girl has potential. So he got me into sessions, and he asked me, "Hey, do you want to be in my publishing?" At that time, he made a publishing group.
Oh, wow.
And I was one of his first writers, and that's when he put me into camps. And this was 2016, I think. We would have sessions, and I had a song with Susie from JYP. And then my first SM song camp was through Andrew, and that was 2017, summer, September. He put me in a camp, and that's when I wrote. And my first session during that camp was Psycho. That kind of changed my life. But Andrew Choi is the singer of Jinu in K-pop Demon Hunters.
Which, first of all, is incredible that the story is so full circle. First of all, like SM getting dropped that leads to writing a song in an SM camp, and then having Andrew be the reason for that, and then you bringing Andrew on later on to be the voice of... It's crazy.
It is crazy. Like my whole career of songwriting, really, I give it to Andrew. He believed in me. Really.
Who, by the way, seems so talented. Like, his voice is incredible. Your voice is incredible.
Oh, thank
but
you.
like, just hearing... I watched interview. I wanted to watch going behind the wall, I try to watch as many interviews as possible. So I watched all your interviews, and then I like ran out of your interviews. So then I watched some of Maggie's interviews, I watched some of Chris's interviews, and I started watching Andrew's interviews. Everyone's just, the amount of people who have worked on this movie and the people who have like even just made the music for this movie are some of the most talented people I think I've ever seen. Like Teddy Park, Jenna and Steven, you, Andrew Choi, like it's incredible.
Well, Andrew wasn't part of the writing, but he did sing part. It is crazy. We had teams for sure. It was crazy. It was hard, I'm not gonna lie, because it's never been done. There's never been so many writers. Usually in movies it's like one writer. So coordinating that, like, shout out to Ian Eisendrath, who is our music executive producer. He had to like
he seems like a genius. I'm gonna be honest, I listen to interviews of him.
Not just genius, his work ethic is just able to be the middle person too, of just translating what the directors have to say, putting his input of like, no, a movie should go this way. So he was just kind of like everyone's kind of mentor in a way too as well.
One of the things I do want to say though is like, even though like so many talented people worked on this movie, Maggie, the film's creator in a sense, credits you, your demos, and your songwriting as one of the main reasons why this film was greenlit in the first place.
Oh, I love, that's so sweet.
Did that change the way you saw yourself as an artist and a songwriter?
I don't know about artist. I'm still struggling with the idea, but songwriter for sure.
I mean, it's your demos though. It's you as because you got brought onto this movie as a songwriter. You weren't supposed to be the singer at first, right?
Yeah, I was back in 2020. Shout out to Daniel Rojas because he's my really good friend. He was on the project first, and he got me in. We were the only two musicians in the film. It was us two, Maggie, Chris, and the producer. It's like 5 of us in the Zoom meetings during COVID.
Wow.
And you know, they were talking about this first like big budgeted animated film that's going to be based in Korea. I was like freaking excited because I've never seen that, and I love animation.
Yeah.
So I think that's like where it started. And yeah, like they would give us like kind of very basic ideas of what this movie was about and like what they wanted it to sound. So we were kind of the people in charge of bringing that to life sonically, of what it sounds like for Rumi to have a demon voice. Like, what does that sound like? What does the mantra sound like? Where they have to repeat this mantra that's powerful, that keeps them connected, the girls connected. And what's the intro song where they land on the stage from an airplane? Like, that was always part of the film. That was an important scene. And that was actually one of our first songs that we had to write. And it's actually weirdly came back into how it's done. It was never going to be used, but the hook from that is the same. And the verses, some of the verse parts, is in how it's done. The beginning. Same thing. The dun dun dun. Before it was like dun 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 or something. Still a little different, but it wasn't called How It's Done. But it had a different name. I don't know if I can disclose that. I'll just tell you right now, or maybe clip it out. Bite Back, it was the name. Yeah, and but yeah, that's kind of where it started. And I remember, thanks to K-pop writing, you know, I sing all my demos for K-pop too. And I think what happened was, because I started vocal producing, I was able to record myself because it was during COVID. And shout out to my fiance, he gave me his vocal chain and kind of taught me how to record myself, how to do section things as lead vocals, doubles, and harmonies, how to mix each one.
Are you recording in Ableton or Logic or Pro Tools?
Mostly Ableton at this time.
Shout out. Love it.
Shout out to Ableton. And sometimes Logic for certain vocals, because Daniel uses Logic, but mostly Ableton, I would say. And literally, that's kind of, K-pop demos have to be perfect. They sound like almost record ready. And that's why the demos were kind of essentially that for K-pop Demon Hunters. And when I wrote those songs, it had to be perfect. So I think that's why maybe the demos were helped get greenlit. But yeah, I didn't know that either until she told me, or the interviews. Yeah.
What was the hardest song to write?
There were songs that I had to write, which was for the soda pop scene. I also wrote a song for that scene. That was like 58 demos, but didn't get cut. That was one.
That's crazy.
Yeah. How It's Done was a really hard song to write. I would say How It's Done.
And there were other
Pulled my
versions
hair.
of How It's Done.
Yeah. There was evolution. The fact that we went back to the very, very original was insane. But there were other versions of it, like a completely different song and title and melody, track and stuff. How It's Done came later. And even with the How It's Done that you're hearing right now, the beat, we had a different title that
The beat's crazy.
I cannot say because it's really controversial.
Got it.
Yeah, and then we ended up with How It's Done. Yeah, that was so hard. Like, it was the intro. It's like the first impression. The hook had to be hooky, but still makes the storyline and introduces these girls in the story. Like, oh my God,
It does a
forever.
great job.
I mean, yeah, like now, because we got there somehow, but like when we had to like fit the scene, like second verse, the girls are like gonna be flying off the plane. We had to know that in mind and write lyrics based on that, and it was a lot.
How long did you work on that song? Because you joined the project in 2020.
Yeah, that song took a minute. On How It's Done,
Yeah, yeah.
or the whole process of that scene, that took like a year or two.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Animation takes forever.
Yeah, but that scene, to write that song for that scene took like a year. So many different versions, but How It's Done there's so many versions. Like,
Do you have anything that you want to
Yes.
play for us from K-pop Demon Hunters specifically?
yes, I will show you the first kind of version of How It's Done, where actually, because we're sending versions and we'd be like, this is not, they would have feedback and the director's like, no, this is not it, this is not it. And this was a version we finally sent where I pulled an all-nighter to finish. Wait, let me see. And they, apparently, I did not know this, but they played it for the directors and everyone and they clapped. Like, finally, we have it. Here you go.
You came at a bad time, but you just crossed the line. You wanna get wild? Okay, I'll show you wild. Better come right, better left, try and get into a level. Cause you might die, never the time. Try to start a battle. Bleeding isn't in my blood. So put the dollars up. Hating you is what I do. Body on body, I'm not even sorry. And when you pull up, I'm late to the party. Nah, I can know that I was born for this. There ain't no point in avoiding it. I know I'd have been so back up, bring back up, either way we back. Knocking you out like a lullaby. Hear this sound, bring it in your mind. Better sit down for the show, cause I'm gonna show you how it's done.
Yeah.
How it's done.
And you're doing all the parts, right?
Yeah.
How it's done. Run, we run the town. Whole world play our sound. Turn it up, it's going down. Hot chick, shut down. How it's done.
Yeah. That was the very first version of How It's Done. Yeah.
And then you guys did a bunch of other demos after that.
Yeah. And then the demo can I play this?
I was actually going to see if we could get the guy
What guy?
to see about getting it to play through the speakers.
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, if you want to. It's a whole. But this is like the final version. And then we recorded it. But this is all me. This took forever. Yeah, when we had to finish. Because if you heard the other one, there aren't many Korean lyrics in it.
So this is, one more time, this is the final version?
This is the final version. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you this. I'll show you it. Do
Got
you want
it.
to hear the whole thing?
Whatever you want to play.
Okay, play the whole thing.
You wanna get wild? Okay, I'll show you wild. Better come right, better left, try and get into a level. Cause you might die, never the time. Niggas ain't got you, check ya. Bleeding isn't in my blood. So put the dollars up. Hating you is what I do. Body on body, I'm not even sorry. And when you pull up, I'm never late to the party. Nah, I can know that I was born for this. There ain't no point in avoiding it. I know I'd have been for the beach outside, be
before you were Rumi? Like before you got?
I was Rumi. I got casted.
Got it. So that was you. That was like you. Did you do that like on your own? Like you recorded everything in the vocal chain?
This is all me. This is my demo that I had to balance from my Ableton.
It's amazing.
Thank you. So I perfect it. So it's like, so this is the demos that they would use in their screening, their scratch screenings.
Okay.
Yeah, for their storyboardings and stuff. So it's helpful because it's like essentially done. Like it's like a record ready demo.
And this is what you'd also do whenever you're writing too.
For K-pop.
That's
like
cool.
So that's what I'm saying. Like my fiance, he really helped me because he's also he's a producer and engineer. He helped me learn how to mix. So all of this is my mixing and all the effects. You know all the crowd vocals you're hearing?
Yeah.
That's all my vocals. So this
How many tracks were there? Like
this
70?
project has like 300 to
That's
400
crazy.
tracks. Like it killed my laptop.
The
Yeah.
buffer size is at max.
Like imagine like, so when they were like, oh, who's like, usually the producer's the one sending all the vocal stems.
Yeah.
Nope, I had all the vocal stems. So it took like 5 to 6 hours to send vocal stems. It took forever. Like
And then you had to
long.
re-record a lot. Did you ever? Did y'all keep any of the vocals? Or
Yes.
Did you re-record it?
Some of them is still in there, like the background stuff that we use. Because again, all the crowd vocals are FX. So that was all me just. Also, like the end, when you hear me doing all the and like, now you hold me down. I had to do that in Japan. You had to book a studio and also did it in the Airbnb.
Also, Fit Check from my Napalm era sounded very different.
Oh yeah. Well, it's the same. It's just more like I didn't vocal. Ian did the vocal directing. So for Audrey, they made the, as you can hear here, it's a little different from the film because they made the vocals come out more because you have to know what they're saying.
That's true.
So you had to make the vocals a little bit more dry and forward. So the background vocals are a little bit less. I like to bring my background vocals up just for drama's sake, but for a film, you have to understand what the characters are saying.
So y'all get how it's done. And then the next song, is it Your Idol?
Oh, that's another fun one. Oh no, we made How It's Done. Well, we've been working on that. We don't call it How It's Done. We call it the intro song. We worked on the intro song for a very long time, and then Your Idol came later. Yes, we're all working on all of the songs.
You're working on all the different songs. At the same
it's not
time.
like done. It's
Got
like
it.
feedback. Okay, back to this.
Change
okay,
this thing.
Exactly.
Work on this thing.
There's
you do that
no
for like
like
5 years, right?
for a long time, but because in the beginning it was just me and Daniel, and then the other team like Black Label and Jenna Andrews, they all started coming in a little later. Like Mark Sonnen, my co-writer, came a little later, 2023, yeah.
Tell me about Your Idol.
So that one, there was a track. There were some melodies already kind of in it from Black Label, and then, it's separate. Again, it's all remote, and then they gave it to me and Mark, and we kind of had to, we essentially like or kind of did the whole thing like again, essentially not again, but like what do you call them? Basically like take out or add and just basically write the song of like the melody and everything. There was just like general ideas in the track, but the track was already made from Black Label. And actually with that, like we would sometimes have to, you know, Marco is also like a pianist, or I would, because I'm a producer, and that's what helps a lot, is I would take the track that they give, chop it up separately, sound design it, and extend it if they needed a bridge, you know, because everything has to, you know, we have a deadline. So sometimes I would have to finish it in like through the bridge section. And yeah, that's kind of how Your Idol was made in a nutshell.
And it came from, I heard you say in a previous interview that it came a bit from your own experience as an idol.
So that scene was supposed to be like the Saja boys becoming this like demonic self, and they're being who they are, right? And we had to, there was like, it was called the Black Hat song essentially for that section, and like basically we had to find out something kind of dark and a concept for that. And for me, I think what happened was I always thought the idea of idol was weird, and this one melody came out first, but I kept doing like yeah, idol, like that, and I was like, wait, you're idol, and I was like, idol is exactly what it is. Like they want you to idolize them, and like being from a Christian family, like the idea of idolizing the cow, the golden cow or something. Yeah, that was kind of where the idea came from. And me being a K-pop trainee, I've seen very much the dark side of it. How this obsession brings out kind of a demonic side of you, right? Sorry. These fans were, some of them, not all of them, but obviously there's always a bad apple in a tree. Is that the saying? And like I mentioned it before, but like they would throw trash at us. If we would come out of training like at night, they would like, I remember one of us got pushed. They would say really bad names to us.
Were they your fans?
No, they were fans of the boy bands who are huge.
So they didn't like that you were in
they were
the
like,
same space as them? Or?
Yeah, they were like, I'm not kidding. They said, I can't curse, right?
You do you.
Okay,
Wait,
they
this
were
is your
like,
interview, EJAE.
Okay, but they were like, you better, like, you like,
wow.
Like, you see you next Tuesdays. Oh, you better not fucking mess with our boys or flirt with them. That I'm gonna kill you. Like, that was how bad it was. It was bad, you know. And I was 12.
Jeez.
So hear that when you're a kid, it was intense. So I saw that side, and you know, it was just not. I just didn't think idolizing someone was very pretty, and so I think it worked really well with the concept. And you know, these Saja boys essentially is wanting to be that for these people and kind of bring out their demonic side. And so yeah, there's a lot of double entendres and puns that we had fun with. Yeah, that's how Your Idol was made. And with Mark, my amazing co-writer. And yeah, it was really fun writing, I'm not gonna lie. And also I had to sing it, so I had to sound like a dude.
Okay, I have a question. I don't know if you have this, but do you have a version of you singing it?
Of course.
Can you play it?
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think I've shown anyone this demo. Show exclusive. Yeah, I got you. Let me see. Where is... Okay. Your Idol. Yeah, you're seriously the first person I'm showing this to.
Incredible.
There is a version I showed, but that was like a very demo, like gibberish singing one. This is like properly me singing the lyrics. Where are you? Oh, here. This is the first version.
Is that you too?
Reversed.
Format changing and everything?
Reversed. Audio reverse.
Oh, wow.
Keeping you in check, keeping you obsessed. Baby, I'm a beat that I feel in your head. Anytime it hurts.
Oh!
You're another verse. I can
That's
Yep.
insane.
Yeah. Took a
Even
lot.
like the way it's there's no format changing. Is that your actual voice?
Oh,
like, at the
so yeah, so basically I had to sing it at a higher key. So I raise the track, sing it on my key, and then lower it 3 down.
like just
three
an Ableton or
semitones
like with
on Ableton.
a little altar boy or like
Nope, I had to go on each individual freaking audio, harmonies and doubles included, and transpose it down -3. That's the voice that comes out. I couldn't do -4. It had to be
so you had to
this
sing it
tone.
at a higher key and then bring it down by 3.
Exactly.
Wow.
So I had to sing it in a higher key, and thank goodness I'm a girl, so I could sing it technically in a higher key. But and then I was singing in lower this key, and it was hard because if you hear the intro, what it was I have a mantra. I wrote the mantra is the "We are hunters, voice is strong." So what I did on purpose was like the intro could be the mantra reversed, audio wise. I thought that would be a fun way to be like, we're gonna essentially make your magic. What do you call? What's the word?
Flip it on its head.
Yeah, essentially flip it on its head and like take away the magic of the mantra essentially. And by doing that is reversing the audio. And I felt like that was kind of like demonic or something essentially. And so what I did, I took the mantra, reversed it, and harmonized that reverse sound. So I had to
So
mimic.
wait. You harmonized the reversed audio?
Yeah.
So you had to learn it backwards?
Yeah. I remember I kind of like mimicked what the reverse thing sounded like, and it sounded like this Latin sound, as you can hear. Like,
Yeah, people have like words for
Yeah.
it. So that's
this
not
sound-
Latin?
It's not. It's just gibberish. It's the audio reversed, and then I harmonize it. And thank goodness I had like my dad loves cathedral music. Whenever we go to church, he would put like Latin cathedral music that's like oh, like this like oh, like kind of this sound. And I like listened to a bunch of that, so the harmonization is very different. And I kind of like figured it out by singing each harmony and made it sound cathedral vibes.
Is that and that's the actual version too, like as it is in the movie?
So
It's
what
like,
happened was in the actual movie, you hear this sample, like this. They sampled it essentially.
Okay.
But in the actual song on Spotify, it's not this version. It's like
in the movie they sampled it, but in the song
In
on
the-
Spotify they
they didn't. Yeah, in the movie they used this version, which I had to redo. Sorry, that was loud. But that was the version that we had to change it because they were like, hey, we need more choir. So I made it into more choir. Because the other version was too sampley, I guess. But they still use it in the film.
So there's no act that's still like even the final version, it's just the mantra reversed.
No. So what happened was this was me because Ian wanted it to be more like pray for me, like choir vibes, where my other one was more sample vibes.
Got it.
You know what I mean? Sound design vibes. And so I did that. And so I just kind of made gibberish words and harmonized it and did harmonizing that made more choir vibes, like church choir than the Latin church choir. It's very different kind of vibe. And then also added the pray for me. And so that was a version. And then during recording, when we were recording these songs, Ian was like, no, we actually need words. And that's when the idea of using this very famous Latin kind of thing came in. And then we just replaced it. So you hear I forgot what's called, Donde Vis Theorem, something theorem or something, but I don't know. Mark kind of brought the idea, Ian as well, brought the idea of using that, Evis theorem or something. But yeah, it worked perfectly with the concept. So that's kind of where it came from. So
I do think Your Idol is probably one of the more underrated songs of the film. I feel like a lot of people talk about how it's done,
or Golden,
or even Soda Pop.
Soda Pop, 100%.
And of course, I definitely want to get into Golden.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting that comes from like such a genuine place of you seeing how the industry is and being able to like bring it out. But one of the songs that I also think is very underrated that you had a hand in was What It Sounds Like. And there is a really, as someone who like grew up doing musicals, there's a really cool musical motif that often gets used inside of musicals where they bring back melodies over and over and over and over again. Even in the part where Rumi is shown to be a demon to Mira and Zoe, you hear like an orchestration of Golden happening.
Yeah.
And in What It Sounds Like, you hear the audience singing Golden.
Exactly. That was all intentional.
Does that come from like the combination of like knowing how musicals are and wanting to put it in
So
to this?
what happened was like Steven and Mark and Jenna Andrews was working on the song. And I know that took a long time. And what happened was it was done. It's not done, but like a general idea of it was finished. And, you know, Ian asked me, hey, can you like now make this into what I do, which is like the vocal production. Because there were no harmonies on it. It was just a lead vocal and a lead melody. And I had to transform into it being what you hear now. Meaning harmony, rearrangement, and Ian wanted to have a musical moment at the finale having medleys all happening at once. So I have a version of it, but that you can hear soon. It's really long because I didn't know how long they wanted it to be, and so I kind of had to figure that part out. But they wanted it to be like Rumi kind of. She's broken, so kind of broken version, and it keeps growing and gradually growing, and it turned into a huge finale song. So that took, I think that one has the most vocals on it. That was like 400 vocals, because you hear the crowd vocals, right?
Yeah.
Golden singing here,
Yeah.
the mantra singing on the right side, and then you hear them singing What It Sounds Like at the same time as well. And my man's also singing in it too. It was
Shout out.
all recorded in my home studio, which is meaning my little corner of my bedroom. But yeah, all that crowd vocals and medley and arrangement, like that took at least a week or two to figure out. Yeah, so I had to work on that part. And yeah, lots of harmonies.
In the movie, does that mean like all the were there other people who would come in and do the voices, or are all those vocals also you?
Most of them are me. I think Ian had background choir to also sing in it, but a lot of them were my vocals. I had to send all the stems. That took forever, but the crowd vocals are definitely my vocals.
Wow.
And
So you don't just voice Rumi, you also voice the crowd in a sense.
of all the songs, yes,
That's crazy.
except for Soda Pop. Takedown 2, I worked on the vocal production that no one knows about, but I did. Yeah,
And now we know.
yes, yep, literally no one knows about, but I did a lot of vocal production on that too.
When you say vocal production, what do you mean exactly?
Harmonization,
Like vocal producing other people or yourself?
of the song.
Yeah.
So I would have to add more harmonies, do more
Got
arrangement
it.
of the vocals in the background, add some vocal effects here and there, maybe on the, and sing it differently from the demo. Because Ian would be like, can you add more power to it to make it sound more cinematic? Yeah. That was kind of my job too.
I definitely want to get into talking about one of the most important songs, but are there any other demos that you've always wanted to
Yeah.
play?
What It Sounds Like
Let's do it.
was definitely one of them. It was like called the finale song. And
Because it was the last one.
Yep, and that took forever too. It's more broken. Here. Yo, you're hearing exclusive shit. Yeah.
I'm very honored.
Hell yeah. No, I love your interview show. So
Nothing left to lose now. Nothing but the truth of what I am.
So these demos are all you.
Worst of what I came from. Patterns I'm ashamed of. Things that even I don't understand. I try to fix it. I try to fight it. My heart was twisted. My heart divided. My lies all collided. I don't know why I didn't trust you to be on my side. Smiling on the surface, Wishing I was perfect, just like you. Fighting to be flawless, anything but honest. Thinking you'd hate me if you knew I lived in fear. I try to mask it, scared of the mirror. I should have smashed it and shown you the madness and dreams and the damage. And damn it, I hate this disguise. I broke into a million pieces and I can't go back. But now I'm seeing all the beauty and the broken glass. The scars are part of me, darkness and harmony. My voice without the lies, this is what it sounds like. Why did I cover up the colors stuck inside my head? I should have left the jacket and just meet the light instead. Show me what's underneath, I'll find your harmony. That's how we colorize, this is what it sounds like. We're shattering the silence, we're rising, defying, shouting in the choir. You're not alone. We listen to the demons, we let them get between us. But none of us are out here on our own. So we were cowards, so we were liars, so we are heroes. We're still survivors, the dreamers, the fighters. No lying, I'm tired, we're down in the fire. And I'll be right here by your side. Into a million pieces and we can't go back. But now I'm seeing all the beauty and the broken glass. The scars are part of me, darkness and harmony. My voice without the lies, this is what it sounds like. Why did we cover up the colors stuck inside our heads? Get up and let the dragon edge just meet the light instead. Show me what's underneath, I'll find your harmony. Feelings to nullify, this is what it sounds like. So take my hand, it's so we can't erase what's broken, but the pain of the strain was what kept us unchanged. Like the wave on the wave, and we can't fight me.
This is crazy.
This is what it sounds like.
This is insane. Yeah, yeah.
That was the whole thing.
That's crazy. I'm a bit speechless because like the medley on that is insane. Like you heard parts of Free, you heard parts of all the songs.
Yeah, you kind of didn't hear some songs because this is before Golden was written. So you hear a different Golden song in
Wow.
the background. You also hear how it's done. So if you really listen sonically, there's Easter eggs. You can hear how it's done in it. dun 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 somewhere, and then you're gonna hear free. Obviously, you can hear the mantra.
Because you didn't hear the
Yeah,
because it wasn't written yet.
It wasn't written
Interesting.
yet. It was a different song called Gold at that time. That I didn't write. It was someone else wrote that one.
It sounds like there were
Lingo.
lots of songs that didn't end up in. It sounded like the movie was a lot longer than it actually originally like got released as.
Yeah,
too.
exactly. As you can see, this was massive and long, but it was better to send something long so they can chop up.
100%.
Over the last few years, I've sat down with some of the greatest minds in all of music, and they've told me stories and given me some of the best tips that changed my entire perspective on creating. And I'm looking to give that to you because I'm hoping that it can help you just as much as it helped me. My goal with Behind the Wall is to shine a light on the people and stories behind music, movies, and media. It's to inspire the next generation of creatives, but it's also to create the platform that I wish I had when I first started making music, when I first started being creative, when I first started making videos. Behind the Wall has taught me so much on this journey, and I want to take these lessons that I've learned and help the next generation. So I put together 15 of the most important and impactful lessons that I've learned on my own journey from these people directly, from some of the greatest minds in all of music. People like Chris Martin of Coldplay, Benny Blanco, Ryan Tedder, Julia Michaels, Amy Allen, Bonnie McKee, Savan Kotecha. So many of the greatest minds in all of music, people that I had the pleasure and privilege of interviewing. People like Ryan Tedder, who gave me one of the greatest pieces of advice that helped me on my own journey. People like Benny Blanco, who changed my entire perspective 6 years into making music. People like Marshmello, who taught me that as long as something sounds good to you, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. And I'm looking to pass this knowledge on to you, which will be 15 lessons from the greatest minds in music, which will be in the description completely for free.
And now let's return to Behind the Wall. So I didn't realize, was Golden like one of the last songs to be written then?
It was literally the last song to ever be written for the whole film.
It's kind of crazy because I feel like I talked to a lot of artists, and a lot of artists are like, yeah, the biggest song on our album was the very last one that we wrote.
It is crazy, but it wasn't like, oh, it's like the last song in the session and we're just like winging it. No, this was like, it was important. And they're like, okay, yeah.
And okay, I of course want to hear about Golden, but I want to say a few congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Because Golden just hit 1 billion streams.
I know.
You got nominated. You and the whole team got nominated for 5 Grammys.
Yes.
You will 100. If you don't get nominated for an Oscar, I will be shocked and surprised, and people will riot in the streets.
I mean, I hope so. We get nominated.
I'm rooting for you. We're all rooting for you.
Thank you.
And I do find it incredible that Golden was the song to connect with so many people, because it's kind of amazing how much it actually connects with your story at the same time. I feel like there's this big message in the movie talking about even when Rumi goes at the end and she's talking about, why can't you love all of me? And her mother figure is saying, you like, you need to cover up kind of thing at that point still.
Yeah.
I've heard you talk in interviews previously about how there was this message as a trainee that you should always be strong, that showing vulnerability is not something you should do. You should never cry. What's your relationship with vulnerability now?
I think vulnerability is the most powerful thing a person can feel and do now. I feel like that's being really strong, to be vulnerable. I think especially in the Asian culture, and especially also Korean culture, it's kind of common to not want to be a burden onto people with your issues or what you're going through. So we try not to talk about it or bring it up, or so that's like a common thing. And so I think that's a really big message that I love about the film is it's okay to lean on people. It's okay to tell me or tell people how you really, really feel. I think that's important. If you're feeling down, if you're feeling depressed, talk about it. Don't not talk about it. It's not being weak. It's being really, really, it's being really strong, I think, weirdly. I think, when you're broken down, you're kind of in a place where you see all your fragments and pieces, right? And that's when you're able to kind of literally have to face it. And that's literally when you can take the pieces and put it together, I feel like. So I think it's a very important place to be. It's as important as the good ones.
How much inspiration did you take for your own story to write Golden?
I mean, to be honest, during Golden, a huge part of it. It's kind of a song that I wanted to say or wanted to sing or wanted to write because I've been saying this in the interviews, but my mom has always told me what you say out loud is very important. Because I would be like, oh, I can't do this. Like, she keeps telling me, don't say that. Don't say you can't do it. Just say you can. Then if you keep saying I can't do it, then you won't be able to. You're convincing yourself enough where you won't be able to. But if you keep saying I can, you can do it. You'll be convincing yourself enough for you to have that confidence subconsciously too, to be able to do it. So 말이 시가 된다 is the word. And it's like whatever you say out loud will become a story is what the saying is. And I took that very seriously. And because a lot of my songs that were hits were very negative, it's literally kind of manifested itself. Like my first hit's called Psycho and Drama and Armageddon. So these are very negative songs. And Golden was kind of a moment I was able to try to write something that's hopeful. And actually as a songwriter, writing positive songs is actually really hard because you can get on the edge of being kind of cringy. You know what I mean? So it was a challenge, but I think it was because it was a song that I needed to hear and say out loud that helped me. When I wrote it too, I was going through a really hard time. Things were not working out, getting rejected or dropped or something. Like it was a hard time. So Golden was a song where I was able to kind of bring in my K-pop trainee times and just what I was going through at that time of wanting to, not hide anymore and feel confident for who I am and try to want to go up because I was feeling so down. Yeah, and when Rumi, she's a perfectionist herself, she was always trying to cover her shame and cover things that she was shameful of and her insecurities, and that's kind of something I always struggle with until this day. Imposter syndrome's freaking real, and I think that's kind of where the part was waited so long to take these walls down is so true to me. Trying to be the girl that I wanted to be, it was like me trying to reach out when I felt like I was drowning. Yeah, so that's Golden.
There were a lot of versions of Golden. There was like I heard that there was originally a different verse.
Yeah, there was.
How did you decide to go with the other one in the end?
I think that one was more like I sent Ian 2 versions. He liked the other version, which is the simplified version. And later what happened was, again, this is not just a pop song, it's for a film. We needed something where there's enough words to describe what the girls are, their issues were, to fit the storyline. So we needed as much, real estate to be able to make the movie, the story to keep going. Tell a story. Yeah, 100%. So that was why we chose I Was a Ghost, I Was Alone. Exactly. But that was kind of the decision for that one. Yeah.
Were you, out of all the songs, when you, I've heard you say many times, you're like, we wrote a hit, guys. How do you know that? Like, did you feel that way about any of the other songs? Is it like a feeling?
I knew that we ended, it's not like, oh, this is a hit. I felt like, oh, I think this is the one that the directors were like, oh, I think this would fit the film really well. We did it. Like that was the feeling.
Got it.
But Golden was a song that for the first time I was like, oh, this could be a hit regardless of being in the film or not. Is what I felt.
Where do you think that could do? Was it the message of the song? Was it the melody? Was it everything just coming together?
It was that. Everything coming together. It came out really fast. I think when you know it's a hit is when the verse to the hook just kind of seamlessly go along, where some songs you kind of like, we love the hook, but the pre just doesn't work and we have to figure out the pre. This one just came out really naturally. And what I usually do is, I think you heard the dentist story maybe.
I've heard the dentist story.
Yeah, a melody came out on the way to dentist, and finding a hook is hard, right? But when I was able to figure out a hook that fit Maggie's guideline of it being a scale up, hitting a high note, being melodic and hooky, I was like, damn, I got it. think I got it.
And you knew that when you were at the dentist and you recorded the voice memo, or did you know it when you got home and recorded it into Ableton?
I knew it the moment I wasn't at the dentist because I was busy putting a gold filling in, but I did it in the car on the way to the dentist when I heard the track. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes that's why I don't want to hear the track in the car. I want to hear it on my Ableton because I think melodies come out really fast, inspiration. And usually the first melodies are really good. But unfortunately we had a deadline, so I had to hear it now. And the moment I heard the track, melody came out super fast. Like the inspiration came out fast. And that's when the hook melody came out. And I was like, this is great. Just as a songwriter, you kind of know when a melody's good.
Because you've been writing so many melodies over the years and you know what works?
Yeah, I think so. I think that just me listening to a lot of pop songs.
How does a songwriter develop that skill? Like, what did you do to develop that?
I think listening to a lot of music, not just underground music, but pop music. I think that was a big part. I think that, and just like, honestly, to be real, it's instincts. You just have to have taste for that, I guess. And it's different all the time for people. Yeah, taste and instincts, but also listening to, you build that with listening to a lot of music.
And also making a lot of it and like trial and error with it too?
Absolutely, trial and error. Writing a lot will definitely help. I think melody always kind of came naturally for me. So singing a lot of the melodies that you think of, recording it in helps.
It's kind of crazy that your first song you ever wrote got cut in a sense. And then their sixth song you ever wrote was like the hit.
Yeah, literally.
It's like crazy that happened. And I think it's that all your entire journey has like led you to it. And it probably just like 100x'd the progression that you had because of it. And you probably like were just taking in so much, performing other people's songs that you knew what worked for you in the end and how to be like your own artist, but also writing for other people.
Yeah, I think literally me being a trainee, singing so many other songs and covering it helped exactly how to create a melody and what works as a melody and what sounds like a hit. Yeah, because I was singing hit songs.
Yeah.
You
said that your dream is to be the first Asian American woman songwriter to win a Grammy, which is wild that hasn't happened yet.
It's wild, yeah.
But now you're nominated for 5. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I think a lot of people have asked you this question where they're like, what would you say to your younger self? But I want to go the other way because I want to ask, what do you say to the future you, the one who wins the Grammy?
Damn.
And what do you hope that version of you remembers about who you are right now and who you've always been?
One that wins the Grammy, I would tell her to remember me now and remember EJAE when she was 11. And I think that Grammy, someone said this, but it shows you how far you've come. But that's not the end. It's going to show you how this is not how far you're going to come. It's going to be more, I think the Grammy Award should be a representative of how much more you're going to learn, to be honest.
I really love that.
Yeah, to continue learning. Don't let that get to your head, was what I would say. And for me, it's weird you're saying that EJ now. I would tell that girl who gets the Grammy to give it on behalf of, to give the award to 11-year-old EJAE, because I feel like that's who made it happen.
I think what really stood out to me about your story too is that you said when you got dropped, you didn't necessarily feel bad, but you felt like you let down that 11-year-old girl who had that dream.
Yeah. Definitely.
Which really stuck.
Yeah, that's why that Grammy Award would be for her. Yeah, I think it's just, like I said, hard work. It felt like it didn't pay off. It took a long time to make it feel like it did. And I think when I got my first Hot 100 #1, that was a feeling of, damn, I guess you gotta work for 30 years. I'm kidding. But I think that's when I was like, wow, like thank goodness. I really thank her for helping me with the work ethic and to keep going. And I didn't change that mindset since I was 11. Like I said, I think she was more mature than I am now. She worked harder. And so I'm so grateful that I was able to close that circle.
But it sounds like the work ethic never went away. It sounds like you're still working just as hard now.
Yeah. I think the difference is like back then, like I didn't have any successes, right? I felt like my work didn't pay off, so my work ethic continued. But now if I do get a Grammy, or now that with the success, I think it's really, really important to realize that this doesn't mean I made it in some degree, but doesn't mean like I have it all figured out. Not at all. It's good job, but life is ever changing. Always being humble is so important. What humble means is always being a student than a mentor is more important.
There's a lot of talk about artists with the sophomore album. Like, oh, you had this amazing first album. Now it's the sophomore one. There's all this pressure and everything like that. K-Pop Demon Hunters 2 got greenlit. I would assume that you would be invited back to write songs.
I hope so. I'm kidding.
To be the singer again. How do you not let the pressure of the success of the first one impact your creativity for the next one?
Because I think I honestly don't feel pressured at all, because what I did during K-Pop Demon Hunters 1 was exactly what I've been doing. You know what I mean? Like, there was nothing different that I did. I did exactly what I did. I followed my instincts. And, you know, I think instinctually we know when a song is good, and it ended up really good. And as long as that feeling comes, which always, I feel like if you work hard and you keep making melodies over and over again, it comes to you. And I also believe that everything happens for a reason. And that really puts off a lot of pressure. Like if, for example, if it doesn't work out, for example, like I crack on Jimmy Fallon, I feel like that happened for a reason. Because my whole life story, like you said, my story is like very intriguing. I think so too. Like me, myself. I learned from my own story. I'm like, damn, wow. Like every little step of the way, I'm like, wow, because of this failure, that helped me learn this and got me here. And like all those little mishaps and rejections led me here. So I never see anything in a bad way.
But it's also amazing like how much the mirror, like the movie mirrors your real life. Like the fact that you said like the morning of the rehearsal of Jimmy Fallon, you cracked. And like that's what happens in the movie to Rumi as well.
It's freaking weird.
It's crazy. And like how much like her story mirrors your own, and like how meant to be it was. It's just incredible.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like power of just like what you put out there. Like I said, Psycho was real. Drama, when I wrote that song, there was so much drama behind that song. Like I feel like whatever you write, it kind of like manifests in itself is what I've noticed. But K-Pop Demon Hunters, like the movie's just manifesting itself, and it freaked me out when that happened. And so, yeah, I mean, with 2, I'm not, as long as we have the same team, I'm not gonna lie, because we finally found a workflow at the end when we wrote Golden. That's why it was a little bit like easier in a way. But I think that's like, I'm not pressured at all. We're just gonna do our best.
Is there any advice you have for artists, songwriters, anyone who wants to be in a creative field?
Yeah. Here. Do your best. What? Do your best with no regrets. I think that's one big one. As in, like, do it all so that you won't have any regrets. And I think for me, the biggest one is imposter syndrome is normal. And actually, imposter syndrome is evidence that you are very serious of what you want to do. So don't see it in a negative light. It's actually giving life to your dreams. And guys, I've been watching your interviews and podcasts, like when they all say, oh, imposter syndrome, have imposter. Me too. So we're all in it together. And I think it's just everything happens for a reason. I think what happens with success is like your hard work and then luck just meets. But that's not up to you. what's up to you is your work ethic. What's up to you is you putting in the hours. So work on that. Do your best, and the rest is up to the universe.
I even had imposter syndrome about this interview.
Why?
Because I was like, I wanted to like do the best job I could to help you tell your story to even more people.
Oh, thank you.
And it's really amazing to hear what you said at the beginning. I think that kind of left me a bit speechless, because like the fact that the reason I started Behind the Wall was to shine a light on people's stories behind music, to inspire the next generation of creatives. But it was also to give a platform to the younger version of myself who didn't have anything like this. And the fact that someone I really respect, look up to, someone I see as like a creative that I really look up to, said that like this show was a real thing that inspired you. And now that you're on it, it's like, it just means so much to me.
Well, it's really, I
So
mean,
thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It really means a lot to me to be here. Like I tell my fiance all the time, like I was like, it's my dream to be on here, and just like having interviews for, you know, so I can help people like me who watch these things too, like watch these shows, and help me go through a lot.
And I wish I could chat with you all day.
Yeah, I know.
But I know that you have a busy schedule, so I want to make sure that you get to your next thing. But I want to say, check out all of EJAE's music, original music.
Yes. Oh, yes, I have a single, In Another World, that came out recently. Please take a listen.
And I really love, because I've heard the story of what it's about, but like when I first heard like the message of the song and everything, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is EJAE telling herself maybe in another world she could be an artist, and now she's able to make it happen.
It's just insane.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I lived many different lifetimes in one life, I feel like.
And at the end of every interview, I always make sure to give a thank you card. But at first, I started, one of the first interviews I ever put out was with Julia Michaels, and I gave her her favorite snack, which was hot Cheetos. And she named the series What's in the Bag. And so I was doing some research on you, and I found out what your favorite drink is, at least. And so I think I got it for you.
Hell yeah! Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me sing at the Jingle Ball. I'm gonna take this to the Jingle Ball.
Martinelli's apple juice.
Hey, thank you so much.
Of course.
You.
Thank you so much for coming on Behind the Wall, and hopefully many more conversations in the future.
Absolutely. Dude, you're amazing.
Right back at you.
Oh my god, thank you so much for having me. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Damn, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, damn, you have no idea. This is a dream come true.